Hey guys, what's up? It's Wolf Airsoft Gaming, and today we're going to go into the fourth part of this series, which is gearbox types and cylinder volume. Of course, cylinder volume is only going to apply to these AEGs. Using HPA, don't worry about this video, you can kind of skip over it. Next one is going to be really important for AEG, HPA, GGBR, whatever the hell you choose. That is going to be hop up. So if you're using AEG, stick to this. This is going to be a really helpful guide. If you're using HPA, maybe you want to skip over this one, since it only applies to AEGs. Okay, so here we have the two types of airsoft cylinders. Essentially, there is only two lengths of an airsoft cylinder, period. No, I mean, unless you go with the Tokyo Marui MP7 or the AEP gearboxes are for pistols only, and the cylinders are like that big. So we're not talking about that. Strictly everything else. You have the version 2.5 cylinder. Ooh, wow, very long. And then you have the version 2 cylinder. Oh, wow, pretty short. Okay, so what is actually the volumetric differences between the version 2 and the version 2.5? Well, looks like not much. Measure that? Not much. Really, not much difference. However, this actually is kind of a big deal. There's a lot that can change here. Specifically what I'm talking about is once you factor in the length of the cylinder head that goes inside of the cylinder, this whole difference, of course, carries on regardless of the cylinder head, could be very beneficial in the fact that maybe you'll add sorbothane in here. That'll basically offset this difference. That's a shit ton of sorbothane. So you'd have sorbothane a little extra that increases durability without sacrificing the cylinder volume. So you'll learn building a DMR, the cylinder and your cylinder volume, your C to B ratio, is almost the most important, definitely one of the most important factors of an airsoft DMR. Why is cylinder volume so important? The volume of your cylinder, the diameter and length of your barrel, and the weight of your BB all determine a certain amount of performance in your rifle. The cylinder volume, in conjunction with your inner barrel diameter and length, determines what the highest weight ammunition you can use. Now, why is that important? Because you need to use the heaviest BB possible, in one sense that you can afford it, in two sense that your gun will not decrease in energy and become inefficient. Why wouldn't you want that? Well, if you don't have all the air to push the BB out of your barrel, your accuracy and range is going to suffer from the BB scraping against the inner barrel. If you have too much cylinder volume, you won't have to worry about that, so I'm not even going to cover it. So yeah, you don't want too little cylinder volume. Generally speaking, this is not a huge deal. If you want to squeeze every single foot that you possibly can obtain out of your DMR, like I do, then you will experience that these guys aren't the best if you can avoid it. Again, almost every single airsoft gun in the world uses these damn things. So go ahead. I have one in my Tokyo Marui 417 DMR. I'm getting 250, 275, 0.4, no problem. Now to do this, I had to shorten my inner barrel length, which doesn't matter, and I had to decrease the inner diameter of the inner barrel, which is up to debate. My research, I haven't found any differences between a 0.01, a 0.05, a 0.23, and in fact, in every single one of those, I've had extremely successful builds in all three of those diameters. So I'd say go for it. Unless you're really gung-ho on wanting every drop of performance you can get out of it. Then move over to the big boy 2.5. So as far as the pistons go, directly correlate to cylinder length. The version 2.5 system uses, and we'll call this a V2.5. This also is applicable to a T3 gearbox, Some other really weird proprietary one that for the L85, of course the SR25, and we'll get into the models later, but these guys use 19 teeth. The average airsoft piston uses 16 teeth. So that of course is including the back one. Most pistons are going to be 15 teeth, full piston, 15 tooth removed, as it should be to correct AOE, and we're going to get into all that later. But yeah, so what models have this kind of unicorn cylinder? Our friend, the PSG-1 that's on the table currently, has a version 2.5 cylinder. The A&K and Classic Army, and I think that's it, SR25 models have a version 2.5 cylinder. The SEMA and Real Sword SVD and also SVU that uses a T3 gearbox developed by Real Sword uses a version 2.5 cylinder. The Army, I don't think G&G does it, the Army L85 has the 19 tooth version 2.5 cylinder. And I think that's about it. PSG-1, SVD, SR25, L85. Those 4 guns. Pretty much the only ones that have this. So, is it worth it? Maybe. PSG-1's a great platform. Good luck upgrading it though. But if you can't upgrade it, version 2.5 cylinder, wonderful hop-up. That's how I got the performance that I got. 300, 325 feet. Only obtainable by squeezing every single millimeter of performance out of every single part. So the PSG-1 is kind of a perfect storm. Also, stock as an AEG, it has pre-cocking, so it has closed bolt operation too. So that kind of wraps it up for the cylinder volumes in AEGs. Really pick the model you want. If it happens to have a version 2, cool. Have version 2.5, whatever. The SR25 is a very popular platform. It has the version 2.5 cylinder. Do not be discouraged about part compatibility. The only difference in these 2 gearboxes is going to be the piston and the gear set, and that's it. And of course, obviously the cylinder, but I'm talking drivetrain components here. Everything else is going to be version 2, version 3 compatible, unless it's an SVD or PSG-1. I'm mainly just talking about the SR25 there. So, yeah, wonderful things to consider there. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Hopefully it helped you out with the cylinder volumes, and you do have options. They're extremely limited, but there is at least an option there for cylinder volume. Next episode is going to be crucial, very, very important. We're going to be talking about hop-up systems and the different types of hop-ups that are found in different types of replicas, which is the most important part of a DMR. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Any comments, leave them down below and I will get to them. And I will see you guys in the next one.